Royal commentator Jennie Bond, who has known the new monarch for more than 30 years, has praised King Charles III for being a kind and considerate man despite having a hot temper. Speaking to GB News Patrick Christys about the monarch's personality in light of two short clips showing him losing his cool since the death of his mother, Ms Bond urged Britons not to exaggerate the little outbursts of temper given the extenuating circumstances. She suggested the brutal schedule the king has undertaken was to blame for his behavior, adding that he had shown he will carry out his duties even at a time of great duress when he likely just wants to crawl up in a ball and mourn his mother. Ms Bond said, "He is very charming. He does have a temper and, yes, because of his birth I suppose he does expect things to be well ordered. I think it was very annoying at this momentous occasion, the proclamation as king, that the pen was in the wrong place and it was quite awkward, wasn't it? I mean, it had been rather poorly thought out. And then there was the leaky pen in Belfast. The thing is, he is under such strain. These days that have gone by have been full of strain, stress and emotion, and a packed schedule, a brutal schedule, I would say, so his temper did snap then. But essentially, he is a very deep-thinking, philosophical and kind man." Jennie Bond says King Charles III has a hot temper but is a kind man. Image, GB News. King Charles suffering a brutal schedule following his mother's death, said Ms Bond. Image, Getty. Ms Bond added, "I do not think we should exaggerate that little outburst of temper. He is very considerate to his staff. The ones I know always speak very highly of him. And I think we have seen a King Charles who has been very careful to go out and shake people's hands, to talk to people, even to be kissed by ladies in the crowd. You know, I'm sure when he got back to Buckingham Palace, and his mother had only just died, he probably just wanted to go back to his home down the road, Clarence House, and crawl up in a ball and mourn his mother. But he had to undertake these public duties and I think he has shown he will do it. He did it in London, in Scotland, he's done that in Belfast and tomorrow he is going to Wales, where he will do the same." Read more. King Charles' pen incident lands him in hot water, claims expert. Insight. King Charles III meet members of the public on a walkabout in Writers' Square, Belfast. Image, Getty. Britons have pointed to King Charles' age as a reason for his great stress. Image, Express. While the public has been largely understanding of King Charles' outbursts, the first happened on Saturday and the second on Tuesday near Belfast, leading to questions being asked over his suitability to reign. One social media user, comparing King Charles to his late mother Queen Elizabeth II, said, "The Queen would never have behaved like that. Not even when she was a young woman who found herself suddenly called to rule after the equally sudden loss of her father. And the king will face fresh troubles when he visits the final and fourth nation of the United Kingdom as the new monarch." A protest against the monarchy is to take place on Friday during King Charles I's first visit to Wales since ascending the throne. The silent demonstration will begin from 1 p.m. at Cardiff Castle, organisers have said. Don't miss, King Charles tipped to be more political than Queen. Insight. King Charles needs to recharge after relentless reign, says Lady C. Report. Loose Women's Brenda breaks down reading King's letter after son died. Reveal. King Charles and the Queen consort leave in a car after the Queen's procession. Image, Getty. Trending. The castle is one of 3 locations Charles will visit during his day-long tour of the capital, and where he will meet charitable organisations and faith leaders after having a private audience with First Minister Mark Drakeford. Those attending the rally are expected to stand and hold signs with slogans such as "Why a Monarchy?" and "Real Democracy Now." Campaigners say they want the Welsh public to consider whether a future without the monarchy is possible. They have called on the Welsh Government and Cardiff Council to ask South Wales Police to respect their democratic right to protest, following the arrests and threats of action against people holding signs saying "Not My King" in other cities. Read next, King Charles slammed by The Cut just weeks after Meghan's interview. Charles faces backlash as Andrew and Harry remain stand-ins for King Charles, Andrew and Edward to hold vigil at Queen's coffin. Dan Walker fires back at anti-monarchists following backlash. Sophie and Edward step up as pair meet crowds in Manchester.